Welcome back. We are here in another ZBrush session, and I'm going to set up the workspace for our torso fragment. So I'll show you guys how I'm going to approach blocking this in and then starting to refine it. First, I recommend that you get the reference that is supplied in the courseware and you print it out or otherwise have it on hand. I have copies printed for me. They're on my desk right now. But for you and for this video, I'm going to actually load the images into ZBrush and have them in Spotlight just so that I can show them on the screen and reference them as I'm sculpting to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to add all of these guys to Spotlight. I'm not going to talk much about Spotlight because we're not going to use it. Well, maybe we'll use it a little bit when we get to detailing things like the hands and a few other areas. But for now, all I'm going to use it for is just to display the images on the side of the screen while I work. And if you've done the same, just know that you can display them on the side, Z. The Z key toggles the spotlight wheel on and off, and this has all the different configurations for the image layouts. And so Z on and off, and Shift Z turns spotlight on and off. You'll actually find if you have it on and you just want to work on the canvas over here that this actually gives you a mask so you're unable to work. So really I am just using this as a visual display to help reference things against my model as I work. I have a printed copy in front of me that I'll be using for my sculpting. But for now, let's get into this and we'll just block in a simple ZSphere model. And this is going to be how we start some of these fragments. This is what I recommend, but it's really up to you. You guys can approach this any way that you want. I find that ZSpheres are really good for getting the pose and the gesture quickly. Some people want to just go straight into Dynamesh, and that's okay. We'll use Dynamesh once we get everything established in ZSpheres. But really, ZSpheres give you some really nice ability to rotate joints and give you some kinematics that you don't have easily when you're using Dynamesh. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with a simple Z-sphere, turn on symmetry with the X key, and you can see I have symmetry about the X-axis, but I don't care. I'm just going to extrude the torso up. And this is literally just going to be the torso, and we're going to have a few little things popping out for the arms. It'll be that easy. Right, so we'll do arms, that's kind of shoulders, and then we'll do arms coming out from there. Right, so something like that, and then I'll just rotate him up, and I'll draw the neck on, and I'll move the shoulders back, and then we'll pose him in a second. So really this is almost the most trivial case of making a Z-sphere model, because really we're just interested in torso, one arm going out this way, and a neck. And they're all going to be stumps because this is a fragment, and we're just going to concentrate on all this nitty-gritty detail, which will be more than enough to keep us busy, I promise you. Okay, so let me just show you some of the other views, you know, if you don't believe me. You can just look at all this craziness. You know, so we're going to have our work cut out for us, kind of identifying these forms and blocking them in. So our fragment is going to take it out just to the end of the deltoids on the upper arm, right? So that's where we're going to stop this. Okay, so really I'm just going to look at this, adjust the gesture a little bit. I'll turn off symmetry. One shoulder kind of advancing, the other straight out. kind of front view. And there's a little twist. We don't need to twist the mesh though. Neck slightly pulled forward. And I'll just flip back to the forward view. To kind of make sure that we're on track. Hey, that's pretty good. Simple enough. Hopefully you guys are laughing at home at how easy this sculpting business really is, because there's nothing to it. As you can see, we're pretty much finished. Let's just get this a little bit better. So again, the arm's going to go out and wrap around. We'll just make sure that everything is cool, and a couple other views. How about this? So kind of like this back a little bit more. And we like the elevation as is. And that's okay. That'll be enough for us to start with. So from here, anybody who's never used ZSpheres before, you just hit A, which gives you an adaptive skin. Not a beautiful thing, but it'll be more than enough for our purposes. If you want to go down and look at what it's doing, we have two subdivisions. We have a funny little pucker on this face here, but you know what? We don't really care. We're going to sort it out in Dynamesh anyways, so this is all fine. So we're just going to hit Make Adaptive Skin, and then up here we switch to Skin ZSphere. And now we're ready to start working in earnest. Okay, so that's our preliminary, and then we have to really conform the mesh from here and kind of start to capture some of the silhouettes and the volumes, because you can see that we have just ridiculousness right now. So really this just gives us a starting point. Okay, we'll be back in a minute with a little bit more.